Welcome to AnimeFan Narrations, Solo Leveling Episode 48.
I wanted to create a guild not to make more money or simply gather talented individuals. My goal was to find hunters we could trust as fellow humans, people we could rely on for strength when needed.
A subtle, almost hidden smile appeared on Yoo Jinho's face.
It seems you've already found someone like that, haven't you?
Yes, father.
Yoo Jinho replied without hesitation. He wasn't entirely sure where his father's words were leading, but it was true that he trusted and depended on his young Nim. Yoo Jinho nodded approvingly.
Excellent.
Pardon?
You've passed.
Past what? Slowly, Yoo Jinho lifted his head, his face puzzled.
I'm entrusting the Yoojin Guild to you.
Excuse me?
Build it well. Bring in reliable, trustworthy hunters and make them your people. One day they'll be worth more than any wealth.
There was complete conviction in Yoo Jinho's words, and Yoo Jinho felt a surge of joy. For the first time, he felt truly acknowledged by his father.
Thank you, father.
With a wide, grateful smile, Yoo Jinho bowed deeply. Yoo Jinho watched his son with satisfaction. But then, Yoo Jinho's next words shattered his expectations entirely.
However, father, I can't accept.
What?
Yoo Jinho's eyebrows twitched in surprise. Yoojin Construction had more than enough resources to make the Yoojin Guild a major force. Discussions with some rank S hunters were already in advanced stages. The guild was practically set to become the biggest in South Korea. Surely Yoo Jinho understood this.
Wasn't that why he wanted to be the guild master?
Yet, just as he was about to grant him this responsibility, his son was turning it down. Could he have lost his nerve? Suppressing his disappointment and frustration, Yoo Jinho managed to ask.
Why?
At the question, Yoo Jinho looked up, still smiling, and answered honestly.
I've chosen to join Hyungnim's guild.
Solo Leveling, Chapter 95.
Surrounded by a crowd of reporters, Jinwoo felt himself becoming slightly overwhelmed.
Aren't these people supposed to be covering Ri Min-sung? Why are they blocking my path instead?
He glanced behind him, half expecting to see Ri Min-sung there, but only caught sight of Baek Yoon-ho and Choi Jong-in. Just then, his phone started buzzing in his pocket. It was his phone vibrating against his thigh.
Why would Gina be calling me at this time?
He pressed the answer button, and immediately his sister's panicked voice filled his ear.
Appa, you're on TV!
With so many cameras around, that much was expected. Every channel probably had similar footage by now. Though he'd been startled by her sudden call from school, he exhaled, relieved.
Yeah, so nothing major happened, right?
Nothing major? How can you say that? What's this talk about reawakening and being rank S?
He could tell from her tone that she was utterly shocked. Unfortunately, he couldn't explain everything while standing here surrounded by reporters.
I'm in the middle of something right now. I'll explain everything when you get home.
Appa!
Though she called out again, Jinwoo ended the call and slipped the phone back into his pocket, piecing together the situation.
Looks like they sent out an alert.
The Hunters Association had a special app to broadcast critical information in real time. Usually, it was used to notify users of rank A or higher dungeon sightings or upcoming dungeon breaks. Today, however, the message had a different purpose.
I see.
He checked the message, then quickly navigated to the association's website where his suspicions were confirmed. His rank S hunter status had been officially posted for all to see right there on the site. Sung Jinwoo rank S mage type, just as it was printed on his new license.
They're unbelievably quick with this kind of news.
Putting his phone back in his pocket, Jinwoo shifted his attention forward again.
Mr. Sung Jinwoo, are you really the former rank E hunter who worked with the association?
You've become a rare reawakened. How does it feel?
Reporters pushed and wriggled, trying their hardest to capture a clear shot of Jinwoo's face and words. Jinwoo, however, only found their relentless enthusiasm irritating.
I just need to get out of here.
It was clear that politely asking them to step aside wouldn't do the trick. Jinwoo's brow furrowed. Should he summon his shadow soldiers to clear a path?
Over here. Mr. Sung Jinwoo, can you look this way?
Mr. Sung Jinwoo, the entire country is watching. How about giving them a smile?
With microphones and cameras inching closer, Jinwoo seriously considered summoning shadow soldiers like Tank or Fangs to assist him. Meanwhile, behind Jinwoo, Choi Jong-in observed the young man's back as he remained stuck in place, hemmed in by the sea of reporters. He leaned towards Baek Yoon-ho and commented,
Looks like my new recruit is a bit overwhelmed by all this attention, wouldn't you say?
And just who granted you the right to call Sung Jinwoo your recruit already?
Can't I have a little fun? I'm only joking.
Their usual rivalry kicked in, each man's pride keeping the banter going. Eventually, Choi Jong-in relented, taking a step back and exhaling.
Anyway, if we stay here too long, we'll just be opening the door for other guilds to jump in.
Baek Yoon-ho nodded, recognizing the sense in that. Not only was Im Tae-gyu the Reapers Guild's master, conveniently present today due to Ri Min-sung, but it was likely that leaders from other major guilds would soon be rushing to connect with Hunter Sung Jinwoo. Baek Yoonho scanned the bustling crowd.
So, Chairman Choi, are you suggesting that we...
Before more flies get drawn to the scene, we should escort Sung Jinwoo Hunter Nim home. Maybe we can have a productive talk on the way?
In other words, they should act now to prevent additional competition. Regardless of Jinwoo's abilities, he would need guild support if he planned to tackle high-ranking dungeons. With some strategy, either the Baeko or the Hunters Guild might end up securing a new Rank S member. Choi Jong-un had full confidence in the Hunters Guild, while...
All right.
Baek Yoonho found the idea promising as well. The Baeko Guild, though not as vast as the Hunters, still held strong potential for the future.
Plus, both Section Chief On and Deputy Hyun already know Mr. Sung Jinwoo from before.
At the very least, they had a closer rapport with Jinwoo than the Hunters Guild could claim. With their interests aligned, the two guild masters exchanged a few shrewd glances before they turned and headed towards Jinwoo. The first to approach Jinwoo was Baek Yoonho.
Hunter Nim.
Jinwoo glanced back.
Yes?
Choi Jong-un silently scolded himself for not making the first move, but since they'd agreed to cooperate, he held back. Baek Yoonho put on his warmest smile and continued.
Overwhelmed by all these reporters? We can help you get home safely if you'd like. We've handled situations like this before.
Though he was embellishing a bit, it wasn't just talk. Every Rank S hunter had gone through this experience, and both of these men were well-versed in managing attention while leading large guilds. Choi Young-un joined in supportively.
Let's head out together. We also have something we'd like to discuss with you.
However, Jinwoo gave them a polite smile, signaling his refusal.
Thank you, but I'll be fine.
He then pulled up his hood to hide his face.
I actually have somewhere else to go first.
Pardon? But how will you get out with all these reporters?
Choi Jong-un's sentence was abruptly cut off. Jinwoo turned toward the reporters, then leapt several meters into the air, landing clear on the other side of the crowd.
Huh, what?
Before the stunned reporters could react, Jinwoo had already disappeared into the crowd, vanishing from sight. Choi Jong-un was left at a loss for words. Even as a Rank S himself, he hadn't been able to keep up with that move, so it was no wonder the reporters, mere civilians, were completely taken by surprise. Choi Jong-un chuckled, shaking his head.
Becomes a Rank S and is already pulling superhero moves?
How was he classified as a mage type with that kind of physical prowess? As another mage type, it didn't sit right with him. But what would a Rank S melee hunter think? Choi Jong-un turned to ask Baek Yoonho, but froze, instinctively taking a step back.
Chairman Baek, your eyes...
He was so startled he even forgot to use a formal tone.
Oh, my apologies.
Baek Yoonho quickly shielded his eyes with his hand, turning away. After a moment, he opened them, and his irises had returned to normal from their intense, beast-like state. But his astonishment was far from fading.
What just happened?
Baek Yoonho stood rooted, shaking. The instant before Jinwoo leapt, he had let slip a fraction of his hidden magic energy, so briefly it was almost imperceptible. Yet, in that split second, the sheer power triggered Baek Yoonho's beast eyes, allowing him to glimpse the force Jinwoo had concealed.
He's unbelievably powerful.
Baek Yoonho had already sensed the young man's strength, but this was beyond anything he'd anticipated.
This isn't just power, it's something else.
Back near the Red Gate, when tensions had flared, Baek Yoonho had also activated his beast eyes instinctively, feeling the formidable strength Jinwoo held even then. It was clear in his mind. Jinwoo was strong enough that even if Baek Yoonho had to sacrifice an arm, he could probably secure a win. But now, this power was in a whole other league. The intensity he sensed was leagues above before. Jinwoo had grown immensely stronger since then. How was this possible? His reawakening should have ended long ago, so how had he gained this much power? A wild idea flashed through Baek Yoonho's mind.
Is he capable of becoming stronger on his own?
Maybe Jinwoo's strength wasn't limited to a single reawakening, but continued to grow in a way that was unheard of. Just as he was lost in thought.
Chairman Baek, are you all right? You look a bit pale.
Choi Jong-un's concerned voice snapped him out of his reverie. Baek Yoonho rubbed his face, giving his head a quick shake.
I just felt a bit lightheaded for a moment. I'm fine.
You're still young. Take better care of yourself.
As they spoke, Baek Yoonho kept his gaze fixed in the direction Jinwoo had vanished.
He's already beyond a typical Rank S hunter, but if he can keep getting stronger...
A chill ran through him, covering his skin in goosebumps.
Taxi.
After slipping away from the swarm of reporters, Jinwoo flagged down a cab on a quiet street. Now, with the Rank S license he had been striving for, his thoughts turned to what mattered most, helping his mother.
The divine water of life?
Jinwoo wasn't sure if the divine water of life could really cure his mother, but even if the chances were slim, a 1 in 1,000 or even a 1 in 10,000 chance, he was willing to take it. He was determined to clear the demon's castle as fast as possible, gather all the required materials, and create this divine water of life. But first, he needed an artifact to shield him from the extreme heat within the castle. Settling into the back seat of the taxi, Jinwoo gave the driver his destination.
To the Korean Hunter auction, please.
The driver glanced at him through the rearview mirror, smiling knowingly.
You must have something valuable to sell, huh? They say items there start at a few tens of millions of won.
Jinwoo responded with a slight smile, rather than a word. The driver gulped nervously. By mentioning the hunter auction, Jinwoo had essentially confirmed himself as a hunter, and the driver knew he had to tread carefully.
Thanks for watching Solo Leveling on AnimeFan Narrations. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for updates. Share your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.